Have you ever been contacted about a modeling opportunity, but you weren't sure if it's legit? I got you. If you missed my video from last week all about scam modeling agencies, be sure to check that out first. Today, we're going to talk about other modeling scams. And remember, mindset is the first key here. If you don't believe in your own worthiness, you won't stand up for it. These scammers prey on aspiring models' hopes and dreams and bet on the fact that they don't know much about the modeling industry, which is exactly why I make these videos, to open the door to the modeling industry and get rid of some of the gatekeeping, so you can stay safe and protect that hard-earned cash. Hi, my name is Alyssa Davis, and I'm a professional model and modeling coach. There are two types of modeling scams that I'll break down for you today. One, where your money is just straight up ripped off. And the second, where your money is taken and you are given very little in return. The first thing that's important to note is you should never pay someone from their check. What I mean by this is they will send you a check in exchange for your modeling services, and then make up some excuse on why you need to send that money to someone else, whether that be a makeup artist, the photographer, the stylist. But what then happens is they bounce the check, and the money that you've sent becomes your own money, not the money from the check. And once you have cashed their check and passed the money along, those scammers will disappear along with your money. And you might be like, what? They can do that, Alyssa? Yes, unfortunately, they can. And that money that you sent is now from your hard-earned savings, not from the check. These jobs are commonly sent out through email or Instagram DM. And sometimes they will claim to be from a very famous company or a very famous photographer. For example, Annie from Vogue, or a campaign for Adidas or Nike. And the truth is that companies of that caliber don't typically work with freelance models. They work with agencies. Companies like that have access to so many models, and they are certainly not in such desperate need of models that they need to hunt down your email address or slide into your DMs to ask you to do this job. They don't seek out models, models seek them out. Now let's talk about modeling conferences. These are not always a scam, but more than likely you're paying for something that isn't really going to move the needle in your modeling career. Before signing up for a convention, ask for a list of agencies that will be in attendance. You can always call those agencies to confirm that they will, in fact, be attending. And you want to make sure here that these are agencies that are heavy hitters, well known and respected in the industry, and not just startups. You also want to make sure to check what the convention fee includes. These conventions not only make their money from the registration fee, but also from the following: ticket sales, dinner banquets, required photo shoots before the convention or at the convention, and markups on your hotel room. Look for a convention that is all-inclusive and doesn't require you to shoot with their staff photographer beforehand. It should be a flat rate. Next, we want to ask ourselves, is it even worth it? Assuming this isn't a scam, should you be putting down your hard-earned money for these conferences? If you live in a large market or very close to one, there is no reason to pay someone money to meet with agents in your backyard. You can do this on your own for the fraction of the price. But if you live in a rural area of the country, it could potentially be worth it for you. Because you couldn't possibly see 20 agencies in New York City in 2 days, and it would cost you a lot to travel to go see them. Another element that these conventions offer is modeling training. Unfortunately, oftentimes these conventions teach through a less than inclusive lens, sometimes even delving into blatant fat phobia. Here's the deal, my body is not up for discussion. I've been through eating disorder recovery and I'm never going back. I refuse to lose weight to appease folks who don't believe that fat bodies deserve representation, and I'm not interested in posing strategies only designed to trick people into thinking I'm skinnier than I am. Another thing I see frequently at these modeling schools and conventions that frustrates me is irrelevant training. I see full classes being taught on good posture, hygiene, makeup skills, diet, and exercise. And while learning to walk the runway is certainly good fun, if your goal with modeling is to make a living, runway modeling is likely not the best path to take, as it is rarely profitable or sustainable, especially if you live outside one of the major markets, such as LA, NYC, Tokyo, London, or Milan. And when you are paying between $5,000 to $10,000, you deserve a higher level of quality training. Models need solid strategies in how to get representation, negotiation skills, posing skills, and a killer portfolio, not that BS. Those types of classes are fluff, not the rock-solid foundation you need to be successful as a model. If you do decide to do a modeling convention, it's also very important to make sure you're picking the right convention for your type, for your modeling category. Most conventions cater to the fashion modeling type or editorial models. So if you're not 5'9" or taller, you'll get very few callbacks. And you might get lost in the sea of long legs. Also, if you're a plus-size model, you may get passed over, unfortunately, because these types of agencies specifically love working with slender models, as much as I hate to say it. It's also important to understand that a convention isn't necessarily a scam just because you don't get a callback. There can be up to 800 plus attendees, and it can be very difficult to stand out in such a large crowd, which is another great reason to avoid conventions. If you're not sure about your modeling category and you'd like to learn more, I have created a free quiz for you to find out. Click the link in the description box. This will tell you the perfect modeling category for you that will be sustainable and profitable. And fun. And if you've ever run into these scams, don't let it be the thing that stops you. Get training, do your research, apply to legitimate agencies. And know that you don't need prestigious jobs, an agency, or convention to validate your worthiness as a model. You are already inherently worthy. Mandy Hill once said, "Consider the fact that maybe, just maybe, beauty and worth aren't found in a makeup bottle, or a salon fresh hairstyle, or a fabulous outfit. Maybe our sparkle comes from somewhere deeper inside, somewhere so authentic and pure and real, it doesn't need gloss or polish or glitter to shine." As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so, so much. Comment down below what you think next week's video should be on. Bye, friends!
If you missed my